there, I'm Lynette and I'm coming to you from Point Chevalier in Auckland, and I thought I'd just hop online and show you a little bit about the attachments that come with the Thermomix. You see the pictures but you're not really sure the uses of it or how it all fits together, so I thought I'd give you a brief little demo about it and also explain our exciting new deal that came out yesterday, so happy to explain that as well. So here we have the TM6 with the 2.2 litre jug, stainless steel inside, with the chopping blade. One side when it rotates clockwise is your chopping function, and reverse when it's reversing around the other side is your stirring function. So that's a jug. In the base here is the element, so that's what's doing to keeping the food hot. Right, the lid comes with a measuring cup that comes in there, that sits on the top of this lid here, and when the recipe calls for insert measuring cup onto lid, that's basically what it's saying, is just put the measuring cup on and put on the lid. Okay, so our measuring cup. Next thing I'll show you is our simmering basket. So that's a simmering basket with a lid here, previous, a little bit different from the previous model of the TM5. It's got the lid on the simmering basket, so that helps for sous vide. When you're doing a sous vide, you can put the bag in there in the water and the bag won't pop up and block the hole. This cover protects it. So that just sits inside our jug. It's got a little groove in here, so that fits in the groove of the jug like that. And you can use that for cooking, for steaming and or doing rice, or any steaming. You're steaming your products that aren't in a mass amount where you would use the Varoma, which I'll come to. And then we also have our spatula that comes with it. And while I've got the spatula here and the basket here, I'll just show you, there's a little hook in here in the spatula, and that just, when you've cooked food and it's hot, you can't touch that because you'll burn yourself. So they've designed the spatula so there's a little hole in the simmering basket that you go in, and you just lift that basket up. And so you probably won't be able to see it here, but there's a little hole there for this clip to fit in. While I'm on with the spatula, it's been designed to stir your food when they say scrape down the sides. So you're just scraping down the sides and pushing to the base. So then when you're doing next most of your product is down by the base. So that's that part. And why the skirt, you ask? Just let that sit in there properly. Why the skirt? Because when you're doing things in bulk and they may need help to move, you can put in your spatula, and the skirt here stops at the top of the hole, and the base of the spatula won't touch the blades. So it's protecting the spatula from the blades, and you're just stirring and helping that food, move it around, and then recommence your recipe. Your recipe usually will say that. There will be little hints that will tell you that if something gets stuck, use your spatula to move it along. And also the spatula is really good because if you've got food on it and then you just put your spatula, I don't know if I can, I'll put here, the spatula on the bench, the skirt actually stops the tip from touching your bench, so the food isn't transferring to your bench, because that's food, the skirt on here stops it from happening. Another good thing about the spatula. So now we've done the lid, I'll explain this is what we call our butterfly whisk. Now that is helping to aerate products, the food that is in there. So basically that just fits on top of the blade here, on the lowest, clips under the lowest blade like that, and then it locks in. So when it's locked in, to be sufficiently able to do the aeration of your product or stirring your products. If it's risotto or something like that, it's able to stir the food around and just keep stirring. So it stops you on the stove standing there stirring. You've now got this that is your stirrer for you, and you can walk away, do other things, and know that you're not getting burning happening, and it's just continually stirring for you. Really good for doing egg whites into meringues, making your pavlova, the aeration, and this is so good. Takes away that beating of the hand, really handy. And then we move on to the Varoma. This is our Varoma, and it just, we don't use the cup, and it just sits on top. This has now become your steamer, okay? So the base of it is the Varoma basket, with a good depth in there to actually cook a whole chicken if you wanted, or a load of vegetables. The top one is this one here, I should show you first, which is the simmering tray. So that just sits on top, and then we've got our basket. So now what you could have is all-in-one meal. You could do a soup at the bottom, you could have veggies in here, and you could have chicken on the top, or alternatively fish or salmon. Also you could do steamed puddings in here, steamed buns, anything you steam that will fit in here, as long as the lid sits on properly and it all fits in. You can do steaming here in this amazing Varoma basket that we've got here. And then I'll explain, is our splatter guard. Now this is used with our high heat function where it becomes your fryer. So you can be doing sauteed onions and things like, again, another safety thing. You can put your onions in, chop your onions and the onion following a recipe, and this splatter guard locks in, and you can just run around and do other things. You don't have to stand by the frying pan stirring and watching. You've got this all under control. It's all within a recipe, so it knows the time it needs. It tells you the weight you need to put in, how much oil, and it's all calculated for you of how long that will take. So that is our splatter guard. And lastly, I'm just going to tell you about this exciting deal that came out yesterday. And that is, when you buy your TM6, you get all these attachments I've just shown you, plus you get the option for another bowl, blade and lid set. So you get the option to buy that. There is a cost, and it's $29. I cannot believe it, $29. Now this retails for $375. This is New Zealand prices I'm talking. So this retails for $375, and you have the option of buying this for $29. That's insane. It's such a great deal. Why do you need an extra bowl, blade and lid? Well, you don't, but it is so handy if you're in between a meal and it's telling you you need to wash and dry your bowl. Then you just switch it out and just you've got your other bowl clean and dry. So you just switch it out. So in between recipes, when it calls for that, you can do it. It's great if you're in between recipes and you need to make some coconut almond flour and you realise you haven't got any. Just whip this bowl on and put your almonds or your coconut and mill it, and you've got almond flour or coconut flour, whatever you need. It's also good, as you know, if you wanted this step, you've got to mill your nuts or whatever first, and then it says wash and dry your machine, or not your machine, your jug, and then carry on with the recipe, where you can carry on. So it's a time saver for $29. It's such a good deal. Also good for when you're doing a meringue or something like that, and then they get you, the recipe says to mill your sugar first, so you mill that, and then it says clean and dry your machine. With a clean bowl, you're carrying on to doing your egg whites. Well, just swap over your bowl and do that. So it's a really good offer, something worth considering for only $29 extra. And also, they keep getting better. The deal is sweeter. What they've offered too is 36 months interest free. So you can get all of this on a 36 months interest free with Zip Finance. That's an online finance platform, and 36 months interest free works out less than a cup of coffee a day if you're buying 5 coffees a week. So it's between, I think it's $17.73, but that is without the bowl, blade and lid, the $29. So you just got to calculate it. So probably take it just over to $18 a week. that you'd be paying, or you could be looking at like a monthly payment. I think it's about $77 around that figure. So it is a really good option if funds are a bit tight but you want a Thermomix on your bench now, while we're in lockdown and ready for Christmas. So Christmas is going to be so much easier if you've got these pair of hands to help you. It's going to save you time, make you more creative in the kitchen with the Cookadoo platform that's attached, because this machine is Wi-Fi compatible. So it has, as you can see on the screen there, Cookadoo platform. Now that gives you access to 70,000 recipes, and with that it has a meal planner incorporated in it, and on your phone you can actually link it to Countdown and have a shopping list. And so you can have an online shopping list, so you can get the family to work out what they want, what food you want for the week, what meals, get them involved, get them excited about, you know, what they've picked, and then you can plan all that meal and work out the ingredients, put it in your weekly planner, transfer it to your shopping list, send it off to Countdown and have it delivered. So how easy is that? Such a time saver and getting the family involved. And the kids, we've got so many children now that are cooking meals for the family because it's all guided cooking and they just follow the steps, and the kids are loving it. You're seeing a lot of them on social media showing the things that they've cooked. It's really quite neat. So that, I hope in brief, that's sort of given you a little bit of an idea of what TM6 comes with. And also the main thing is, because we're in lockdown and the machines aren't being delivered in Auckland to the consultants, they're getting delivered straight to the customer. So don't worry about you getting it and then knowing what to do because you haven't seen one, never touched one. Listen, I'm here to guide you through it the whole step of the way. So we will get it delivered to you, and then we'll hook up on the Zoom and or phone, whatever's easiest for you, and then I'll guide you through the unpacking and explaining everything, and I'll even cook a dish with you. We'll maybe do a stock paste so that you can use that for a lot of other dishes that you'll be doing anyway. So we'll do something like that, and then I'll just make sure you're comfortable with it, go through everything, and therefore to help you every step of the way. Won't leave you after that initial setup. I'm there. We keep in contact and just go through and make sure you're comfortable and excited about things. And when we're out of lockdown, then I'll come over and we'll really sit down together, invite a couple of friends over and just taste some yummy food and be adventurous with it and creative, and just getting you loving what you've just bought. So no need to wait until we can do it in person, because we can do it easily on Zoom and you can start learning and you'll be a pro. You'll be a pro for Christmas. I hope you enjoyed that little tutorial I've just done, and you take care, stay safe, and bye for now.